Listened to and viewed from over 95 countries from around the world, this is the Gridcast. And I am your host, Danny Cox. With me is my co-host. He's a box owner and a grid enthusiast. When I told him to brawl out, he said, nah, bitch, go Anthem. His name is Conan Bruce. What up, dude?
Finally, Garrett, I'm repping the Anthem. Got a hat.
Remember to follow us on Instagram, tweet us every now and then, and also subscribe to our YouTube page.
Yeah, and you know what? If you were on our Periscope feed, I don't know what they call that on Periscope, but if you were on that during these matches here in the D.C. area, then you were seeing all kinds of footage. So make sure if you hadn't heard of Periscope, download the app, find us Gridcast TV, and I'm telling you, you would have got all kinds of crazy footage because we were Periscoping up. What out of this place.
It was awesome. So the DC Brawler versus the Baltimore Anthem match just happened. We are here in Prince George's County. What's this place called again?
I don't know.
Sport
Complex.
Yeah, Sport and Learning Complex, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
As you can see, the New York Rhinos and the Boston Iron
They're going at it right now.
Right now, right behind us.
So spoiler alert, DC won.
Yeah, and they won, by the way. You know what? We're going to talk about that later.
Quadrant
right?
1.
So in Quadrant 1, we're going to do the breakdown of the DC Brawlers versus the Baltimore Anthem match. And Quad 2 will be the breakdown of this match once it's completed. Yep. And in Quadrant 3, we have Tola Marakinyo.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I did it? Yeah, from the Boston Iron.
And in Quadrant 4, we'll wrap it up.
All right, guys, stay tuned.
We love to lift, laugh, and improve. This is Björk Odinsdatter.
Hey, like we said in the intro, we are here live on location at the NPGL Boston Iron New York Rhinos match. It's all going on behind us right now. Hopefully you're keeping up with our social media so we can give you all the info on this. But we're going to break down the match before this, which was
the DC Brawlers versus the Baltimore Anthem.
Yes.
So as we predicted a few weeks ago, we thought the DC Brawlers were going to win 23-13. The end of the race, or end of the match, the score was 23-11.
Take that, Gridmaster!
I'm going to brush my shoulder off a little bit. Can you get the little dust? Can you get the dust right there? Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's exactly how we thought the race was going to break down. One thing that did surprise me is that Baltimore really did show up to play, though. The one match that they did win was the one match I thought that DC Brawlers would have, definitely.
Absolutely.
Which was the second echo for the females, so race number 4. It was really surprising to me to see that DC lost that race. I don't know what happened. And also Baltimore looked like they were going to win the mirror during the thrusters.
So I've already seen some Twitter talk out there, some Twitter hate, where people are seeing the score and they're saying, oh, it was a blowout. Oh, it wasn't on TV, whatever. Listen, folks, if you were here, these stands were packed with Baltimore folks, DC folks, jam-packed, and they were on their feet almost the entire match, and the score does not reflect how close these races were.
Exactly. They were within seconds of each other. There were a couple, I'd say 2 races maybe that was a blowout. Right. Other than that, you're talking about 9 races that were intense.
They were neck and neck several times. Got to give big props to Anthem. The score doesn't reflect what they were able to do, I think, against the best team in the league.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. A couple of different things that happened on the Anthem side, I think, why they lost. In race number 2, during the mirror, you can hear the intensity.
It's just crazy out here, man.
Okay. So in quadrant number 2, in race number 2, there was a huge communication error. I don't know if there were no reps that weren't counted or something that happened. I'm not really sure what it was. But Baltimore Anthem just sat there with the weight racked right on their shoulders, not doing a dang thing.
Not moving, yeah.
Not moving.
So probably a miscommunication.
What do they got to do to fix that? Just do more damn reps until you're told to move on, right?
Just keep going.
Finish the freaking reps.
Just keep going.
Right. So
it sucks.
There was obviously an issue
I
there.
think just giving the devil his due. It's going to get better with more experience and more time as they go through this. They're not going to make these mistakes again and again. I think they're going to tune that stuff up. But again, you can't make those mistakes against the DC Brawlers. Just can't do it.
Right. And then there was also some rope climbing issues. They're going to really have to fix the rope climbs for the males on the Baltimore Anthem. Either that or just use Alex Smith for all of them, right? But that was a
He
big.
can do it.
Yeah, but that was a big issue. Unfortunately,
He is in good shape.
He is definitely in good shape. But just like we saw in San Jose, Baltimore ran out of gas when it came to races 8, 9, 10, and 11.
Yeah.
They were in it to win it, and 1 through 7. Well, actually, the ladder was really surprising. I thought that Baltimore was going to be within 200, 300 pounds or so of DC, and that was not the case. They got blown out about 1,600 pounds or so. But you know what the saving grace was for Baltimore in race number 7? You got to see Dmitry Klokov go all the way through and pull a 340-pound clean the entire
ladder. And he finished the ladder, took off his shoes, took off his sleeves, and threw them to the crowd.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, you're talking about playing to the crowd. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, I mean, that dude's
he's a showman.
That dude's here to put butts in seats, right? And he definitely did it.
No, for real.
He definitely did it. So,
I mean, there was a line back here after the match for like 30 minutes of people taking pictures with him, right? And they lost.
Yeah.
Right? But who cares? I mean, it's Dmitry Klokov. How often do you get to see him here? So
absolutely.
It's great. I think he's a great addition to the sport. I'm glad he's here. I think Baltimore tuned this up, though. I think they will.
Absolutely. So, so the final score for the DC-Baltimore match. God, I'm all flustered right now. I just sang the national anthem, by the way.
Oh yeah, Danny and Ben sang the national anthem. We got a couple pictures. We'll share it up on the, social media.
Woo! So I'm a little flustered right now. But anyway, so 23-11 was the final score. No, don't.
No, you didn't do it.
I didn't do this.
You didn't do it.
I didn't do this.
Did you whip or nay nay?
I whipped a.
We're tired of hearing that. By the way,
way too freaking much last night.
Yeah, right.
Holy cow!
All right, let's get ready for the recap of this match in Quadrant 2. See you there.
Hey guys, we are in Quadrant 2, and as you can see behind us, everything is getting ripped down.
I mean, the show's in Quadrant 2. We are in the aftermath of a grid match, if you can see all that.
Yeah, I mean, chairs are stacked up and TVs. We told them that we wanted to take the 70-inch TV home, but
they said no bueno.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us do it, jerks. So anyway, we just watched.
What a hell of a match.
Oh, my God.
Upset.
There is only a 1-point difference between the two teams.
Now, Boston wouldn't say upset, right, because they knew they were coming here to win. But we picked New York.
We did pick New York. It is the first one that we got wrong, so we are 5-1 Gridmasters. 4-2.
I just realized I had my Boston hat on and I changed the hats. Sorry,
okay.
Boston.
Now you're just repping home. That's okay. So that was one hell of a match. It actually was decided in race number 10. Race 11 was just basically a foregone conclusion.
They'd already won, right?
Yeah, as long as they finished the race.
But you know what's badass, I think, and I always like this about Grid, you see them still go hard.
Oh,
even though they know they won, or even if they know they lost, doesn't matter. They race.
Absolutely. And I was just at the press conference, and if you guys want to check out the press conference, by the time this comes out, you can watch. Oh, yeah. The press conference. Anyway,
Danny's fancy.
Someone asked them, what it actually felt like in race 10 when you finally knew that you had won the match. And you could see the facial expressions. And actually, when they were talking, you could hear that they were choking back some emotion. And that was pretty awesome to see how much heart they actually have into it. And they showed the heart out there.
They wanted to win.
They said they knew from the national anthem on that they were going to win that match. Who sung the national anthem again? Oh, that was this guy.
Oh,
they already know that, though. We already told them earlier.
Yeah, I know.
So here's the races that Boston won. Boston won races 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10.
That's how you win. You win all those races.
It was awesome. They never had to throw an extra point flag. They took it, home themselves. New York did throw a challenge flag in race number 2 in the mirror, and it did work out in their favor. They actually won that with the challenge flag in race number 2.
Wasn't enough.
There's still some communication issues on both sides.
Yeah,
I think we saw that a lot.
I was over in the High Elite tent looking at all their cool gear that you guys should check out online, because I haven't seen and touched like some of this gear that they're selling for the MPGL stuff, and it's pretty badass.
Oh, yeah.
I digress. But
you were talking about communication. I don't know where you went with the High Elite.
Because I was talking to some of the athletes after, so they were buying some gear too, right?
Okay.
And so there were some Iron folks and there were some Rhino folks, and they were both saying the same thing. They're like, yeah, we just had a little miscommunication here, a little hiccup there, and it's like, and so we're all three talking. There's two teammates from separate teams and myself, and it's like, that's grid. That's what's so fun about it is it's so fast. It's a race. So if you trip in a race, somebody's going to outrace you. They're going to outrun you, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
It's really fun. So they were practicing at our gym all week, and they had a full run through of the race. I think it was on Thursday. And Tyler and I were helping film some of that, and we sent the film to Josh so they could look at it and make some changes wherever necessary. But you saw some of the players when let's say for
Coach
instance,
Plosker, by the way.
Yeah.
No,
sorry,
Josh.
not Josh.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Plosker. My bad. So anyway, when they're climbing up the ropes, they're hitting the wrong side of the rig, right? Just as a finished rep. And Josh Plosker was all over them. Coach Plosker was like, "You know better than that. You know which side to hit." It was like he was on
That's
the
what
players.
a coach is for, though.
Which is awesome, though.
Right.
Like you're trying to get rid of those little mistakes that were happening before. And I think that the team who won today was the team that made the least amount of mistakes.
Yes, 100%. Now, the first match, not the case.
No, DC Brawlers were just friggin' strong.
Yeah, they're great. And again, I'll keep saying this. I'll say it on social media after, we push this out. The score does not reflect the match.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that match was tight. Yep. Baltimore held their own. They just got beat. I mean, that's it.
And that's been the story of Boston for the last 2 seasons.
Right.
Boston has just run into, unfortunately, the wrong match at the wrong time against the wrong team. It just was
today was their day.
Today is definitely their day.
Congratulations to Boston and New York. You put up a good fight.
Oh, yeah. And really happy for Boston. But, the unfortunate thing is effing New England now has another damn good sports team.
It just works out that way.
What a-holes, I swear. All right, guys. So in Quadrant 3, we have Tola Marakinyo from the winning
Boston
team.
Iron.
So stay tuned. Hey, guys. We are here in the morning of the Boston Iron match with Tola Marakinyo. Yeah? I got it right?
Yep.
High five. Give me a high five. Thanks, man. So you are the youngest starter in the NPGL. Yes, there is a Coulter Turchin, but Coulter Turchin on the Boston Iron is a reserve player or a developmental player. But you are actually the youngest player on the NPGL, and it's pretty amazing at 19 years old the kind of things that you can do. So I want to say thank you for joining us on the show. Appreciate you sitting down with us. So how did you really find grid and find CrossFit?
So just started out trying out CrossFit to train for wrestling going into my freshman year of college, actually. Trying to get in better shape for wrestling. Always kind of played around with lifting, but was more of like bench and all that stuff. And then I just did it in the summers. Kind of
off season?
Yeah, get good at it in the summers and then not do it until the summer again. So never really made much progress. And then this year, my wrestling coach got fired, and I lost my scholarship, and so ended up coming home.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
But sometimes things happen, and good things come from it, right?
Yeah, one door closed and another one opened.
That's it.
So came home, started doing CrossFit again, started really focusing on my Olympic lifting. I hit like a 300-pound snatch, and then
you're part of the 300 club.
Sure I am.
That's good, man. That's a small little club. That's nice to be a part of it, man. That's awesome.
And then
now, how long had you been weightlifting when you hit that snatch? Like,
probably about 2 years.
Okay,
yeah.
So it wasn't like 6 months later you were snatching 300 pounds.
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you competed in USAW weightlifting competitions?
No.
You should.
Yeah. No, you should. If you have 300-pound snatch, you should.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I got into just the whole world. Someone from the DC, I guess, called the owner of my gym, and so he wanted to, make me part of the gym. So I got my cert, started coaching, so I had a source of income, and then heard about the pro day. I was like, sounds like fun.
Just jump into it. That's cool.
Which pro day did you go to?
I went to the DC Baltimore one,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that DC pro day. There were a lot of studs that came out of that DC pro day. A lot of girls that were picked up. That was one of the bigger ones.
Yeah. What sports? You played multiple sports, right?
Yeah.
In high school?
So started out gymnastics from 5 to 10. Then going into high school, football, wrestling, track, and then just kind of picked wrestling over the other two for college.
Right. What's funny is a lot of gymnasts, and I see this with wrestlers too, and I'd like to get your opinion on this. Like, gymnasts and wrestlers have a lot of body awareness, right? So you know where your body is in space and time, like, because you have to be able to move, one piece of your body to do something. And I've seen that translate to making pretty good Olympic weightlifters, because you need to put your body in a certain place under the bar, or around the bar, or whatever. And it's amazing how that transitions. Do you feel like that helped you in weightlifting?
Yeah, absolutely. I've say gymnastics more than wrestling, just because wrestling's more of like your tight end, plus maybe your shoulders are kind of messed up from wrestling. But with gymnastics, it's you know exactly where you are all the time, and it's easy to move yourself around an object like barbell.
Your mobility, though, that has to be there for wrestling has got to help you with CrossFit movements and grid movements and weightlifting as well. Yeah. So let's talk about some of your weightlifting stats. So what is your current clean and jerk?
Clean and jerk, 355.
355?
355.
Yeah, that's no BS. And deadlift and back squat?
Deadlift is 550, back squat is 455.
Yeah, no BS there, man. So obviously really strong on the iron. So what are your plans for today for the matchup?
Just go out and do the best I can. That's all I think I can ask of myself, and anyone can ask. And I think if we all do that as a team, we're going to come out on top. Yeah.
Are you are expected as a utility player? Are you going to be doing some Quadrant 4 movements? What's your game plan?
I think more utility and gymnastics for this one.
Gymnastics for a guy that clean and jerks 355, sorry.
Yeah, I like a lot of the harder, more complex gymnastics movements. Actually, those are the ones I excel at. So
what do you feel like that's your jam? Like if backwards roll to support or something like that comes, whatever. So anything comes up like that, do you feel like, that's my wheelhouse? Like, that's what I want to do.
Freestanding handstand push-ups, backwards rolls.
Is that where we're heading to in grid? Like, is that where we're heading to where we have to expect the gymnastics-style people, right, the body weight specialists, to also be able to clean and jerk 355 pounds and snatch 300?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Is that where we're at now?
Because I don't know if you consider that a utility player or just a really wicked strong gymnast.
Right. I think that's where we are, which is pretty crazy to think about. That's superhuman.
So you grew up where?
Columbia, Maryland.
Oh, cool. So that's right near here in the D.C. area.
Mm-hmm.
And you work at a box there? Or?
Yep, CrossFit Critical Mass, Maple Lawn, Maryland. Yep.
Yeah, we like to give shout-outs to all the CrossFit.
I like their color scheme. Looks like similar to our color scheme.
What is it?
It's red and black.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'm big on the red and black. I like it.
I mean,
that and the green, Boston green. I don't know where the anchor is.
That's on the side.
I don't know where the anchor is.
Camera side.
So how do you feel like you prepare for this now? I mean, this is kind of new to you, right? As far as grid is, and you team sport, co-ed. You got 40-plus athletes on there. I mean, do you just do what coach tells you? Have you got a game plan? Like, how do you approach it coming into it this young?
I just kind of trust what my coach tells me and what my teammates tell me about the sport. And as far as training goes, just kind of keep doing what works and throw out what doesn't. And it's worked so far. And once I stop seeing progress, it's probably time to switch it up. But until I stop seeing progress, I'll keep.
Do you have somebody doing your individual programming?
That's what I was going to ask.
I follow Misfit Athletics. And then I kind of incorporate grid stuff when I need to, or skill training for grid, like backwards rolls.
Yeah.
All right, got it. Well, thank you for joining us on the show, man. Good luck on the races today. Go ahead and beat New York for us. All right.
Good luck today.
Hey, good luck, man. Thanks a lot for joining us. Hey guys, welcome to Quadrant 4. So it was an awesome day out here at the Prince George's Sports and Learning Complex.
Who names it that?
That is a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. You're a mouthful too, right here.
You know what? Not even going there. Not even going. I'm surprised you even know that. But
your wife's sitting right over there.
What is my last name again? Well, let's not say that.
Danny C. So everybody listening, nationals are coming up for USA weightlifting.
Yes.
And there are a ton of grid. I wouldn't say a ton. There's quite a few grid athletes in nationals. So do
just
yourself a favor.
Just off the top of my head, Alyssa Ritchie, Sarah Beth Phillips.
We're missing some.
Yeah, they're definitely missing some.
So here's what you do. They're going to be streaming it. From what I understand, they're putting a lot of production into it. It's supposed to be pretty cool. Do yourself a favor. If you are a grid fan and you're probably a weightlifting fan too, don't miss the nationals. We're going to try to report on it. We're just not going to be there. Yeah. So they're going to feed us some info, hopefully, and we'll get it out to everybody. But look, go to their site, go watch the streaming. It's going to be cool. We're going to be watching.
And regardless, we're going to report on it after for the next episode anyway.
Because we follow grid athletes wherever they go.
Damn darn tootin'. We were at the American Open.
Yeah.
Which is another national meet back. Well, I don't know when that was. December? I don't remember when it was. Anyway. So until next time, guys, clean up your jerks and snatches, drink your beer in batches, and always dominate your grid matches.
See ya.